Hi everyone, it's Nicole here. I'm just updating on week 5 post-op now. I've just completed week 5 and I'm starting week 6, which is officially the second week of the solid food stage. So first of all, I completely forgot to mention in my last video that I became an auntie again. Little Angus was born up in Mackay on the 11th of April, and it also happened to be his father Guy's birthday as well. So that was really quite exciting. He was a sick little boy there for a while, but he's back home now with his mum and dad, and he's doing really well. So I'm a very proud auntie at the moment, and I can't wait to actually go up and meet him in August. So weight loss this week has been 1.1 kilograms, bringing my total weight loss to 17.9 kilograms. Now, there's a little bit of a story behind that, in that I didn't know what my original starting weight was until I went and I saw my surgeon yesterday. He weighed me there and I wrote down my current weight, and I took it home and I weighed myself again, and they were pretty much spot on between the both scales, my scales and his scales. But yeah, I actually ended up losing a couple more kilos than what I originally thought I had. So he turned around and he said, well, Nick, you've actually lost 17.9 kilos. And I got quite excited. I'm very happy about that. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, I'm a lot closer to my goal now of 20 kilos before the Mackay trip in August. So yeah, I'm well and truly on my way to making that happen. In regards to the solid food stage, I'm doing quite well on that. I've actually created a few of my own recipes, and I've gotten some ideas from other people in the weight loss community, from YouTube, Facebook, and bandingtogether.com.au, and I've been mixing and matching my food and experimenting a little bit and having a bit of fun doing it. So I had my first stuck episode. I was at my auntie's place and I had a slice of date and walnut loaf. I sort of knew halfway through eating it that something wasn't quite right, and it felt like it got stuck in my sternum there. I felt like a lot of pressure, and it wasn't pain, it was more discomfort than anything. So I grabbed my glass of water and had a couple of sips, and that must have flushed it through, because the discomfort left almost immediately. So date and walnut loaf is officially on my evil list. As for not going for my first fill, I was supposed to have that yesterday, but I've got polycystic ovaries and endometriosis, and that time of the month has hit with a vengeance. And he really wanted me to get my pain sorted out first before he did any fills. So he told me to get home and get up to the hospital, which I did when I got home to Toowoomba. So they ended up giving me some morphine in hospital for the pain, and I was feeling really quite good, and went home, and as soon as I got home I started vomiting, and I've been vomiting all night long. It's only just settled down this morning. I took a Maxilon tablet, which it helped with the nausea as well. But yeah, I was just really scared that I would have done a bit of damage to the band. So I didn't feel any pain. Certainly I can still get fluids down. I've decided to go back on a liquid diet for a couple of days until everything settles down with the nausea. So and then I'll probably go on mushies for a couple of days after that, just to make sure everything's sort of settled down again, because I certainly don't want to go jumping into the solid food stage and doing damage whilst everything's so irritated there at the moment. So I graduated from my university course on Wednesday night. That was at the University of the Sunshine Coast. That's about 4 hours away from here. And it was a really good night, actually. We didn't end up staying for the function afterwards because it was getting late, and my husband and auntie had to go back to Toowoomba. I stayed in Ipswich for the night. But yeah, they had to get back to Toowoomba. So we ended up calling into a servo on the way home from the Sunshine Coast, and the only thing that was open at the time was McDonald's. And I wasn't really feeling up to a salad, so I had one of the little snack wraps. That went down quite well, actually, and it was 247 calories, I think it was. Yeah, 247 calories, so it really wasn't, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I hadn't had much to eat that day anyway, so I certainly wasn't over with my calorie count. But yeah, I sat there and ate that. I waited until they had finished their dinner and stupidly went back and got another snack wrap. Yeah, no, I had a lot of trouble on the trip home then after eating that second snack wrap. I really should have stopped at one, so I've really got to be, strict with myself now and, really listen to my body, when it's telling me it's full, so instead of, filling my eyes before my belly. So that's a lesson learnt. Big lesson learnt. So as for exercise, I've got my program for the gym now and I'm going quite well on that. I'm doing cardio one session and weights in the second session. So last Friday I did my first lot of weights and ended up doing 45 squats. Couldn't move for a couple of days after that. So yeah, I've definitely next time I'm going to work my way up to the 45 squats instead of, going in there gung-ho and yeah, let's do it, 45 squats. So I'm definitely going to work my way up to it next time. That was a bit stupid, really. So that's all I've got to say for the moment. I'll update you in another week, and hopefully I'm going to get my fill done either in the next week or the week after. So I'll let you know how that goes when it happens. Alrighty then, well, I'll catch you later.